I was going to do a video on how to do a workflow, but I realized the first step really is to make a form so that that's something that can trigger the workflow. So under sites on the left and then up here, form builder is where we get to our forms. So the interested in Plexus form is the one that they fill out that will get them into the interested in Plexus workflow, which has all the email nurturing and then gets them into that. So this one's already made. And next month, what we'll do is we're going to make a copy of this and then change this original one to the new workflow, to the new guide. And so everything will just change seamlessly. This is already attached to your website if you have one, or if you made a redirect link to it, it'll just update automatically. So that's that form there. And then the contact get updated form is just a really quick form that we made for you so that people could opt in and we could get your phone number. So we just have some forms here already, but let's say we wanted to make a new form. So we're going to add you could choose a template. So if you want to choose any of these pretty templates, you can, but I normally just start from scratch. And so once you get into your form, you're going to want to change the name of it so you can find it later to be the trigger. So we'll call this one test. And then when it starts a form for you, it nicely just already puts some information here. And over on the left here, if you see this plus, if you click on that, this is where you can add more things to your form. So the first thing I always like to add is a picture to the top here. So I don't know if I have any good pictures to upload, but let's just pick one. All right, so here's a picture. Normally I have like a little header that I make in Canva for it, but we're just gonna use this picture for now. All right, and then we have the name, last name, email, phone number. Those are pretty much the basics of what you would want to collect anyway. We do have the birth date right here. So if you wanted to collect people's birth dates, unfortunately, we can't download them. But you could send them this form and maybe at the top have like, it's your birthday, or I want to celebrate you on your birthday, and send them a message and say, hey, I want to celebrate you on your birthday. Can you please fill out this form? And then if you already have them in your list of contacts, which you will because you're going to send this to them, you can take out probably the phone number. We wouldn't need that, just their email. But once they fill this out, this goes right into their field of their birth date. And so then you can do a birthday workflow, which we'll talk about when we talk about workflows. But basically their birthday, you would add them to the workflow. When it turns their birth date, it would send them a message. So you can put that in here like that. You can change the color of the button over here on the right. I usually, don't want it bright green, whatever color you want it. And if I'm going to have to try to match that top picture. So we'll do that. And then change the name so it's not button, that it's submit, or usually submit works just fine. And then any other questions you want to know. So you can make this form as detailed as you want if you want to collect like a lot more information from them. Under custom fields, these are kind of the custom fields that we've already made, like what's your top health concern? That has the drop-down list. Check all that apply to you. So we've made quite a few custom fields, but you can make any question here a custom field. So then when they fill it out, you'll have their answer to it, basically. And it, so let's just add a custom field. So you can add any type, a single line, multi-line, or a text box, number, phone number, money. If you do the money, it will automatically put the $sign in front of that field if you put it into a message. So let's just say we're going to do a single line. And then you have to name the field. So we can name it test. And then the object is the contact. And you can put it on general info or additional info, either way. And then we would normally save it. I really don't want that. Well, I don't want that field in there. But once you save it, it will be right over here down at the bottom. So then you could just grab it and put it in here and it would put in that field. So when they fill it out, it would go into their custom fields. So that's the basics. And then over here, integrate inline, it doesn't really matter, but copy form link. And then that is the link that will get to the form. So this is what they would see when they fill it out. And then I usually take that link that I just made because it's not pretty, right? It's api.leadconnectorhq.com. So make sure you save it because everything you have to save in here, I'm telling you, you will be sorry. And when we work on workflows, save every like 5 minutes. Okay. So then I go over to, once I have that link, I go over to URL redirects, which is over here under settings. It's also in sites up at the top, but we're going to add a redirect. And then you're going to select your domain, which I don't have a domain on here yet. So let me go over to my main account. I have 1 million redirects here. So let's say we're going to add a redirect on the domain that is your domain. So on this one, I do a lot of redirects on Flipbook now, like all the Flipbooks you see, I put them on here. But let's just put it on createmygraphicsva.com. And then I would do / birthday form if this was my birthday form. And then now and then I paste this here and I make the redirect. So if I were to make this a redirect, all I'd have to do is go to createmygraphicsva.com/birthday to find that form. So that's kind of the basics on forms. And then the next video I'm going to do, I will do about workflows and how that form can get them into the workflow.